Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be discussing some of my 2021 reading channel and life goals. So I have my bullet journal with me. I wrote down my goals. I'll show you my spread. I'm not very good at bullet journaling. Oh, those are stamps. I'm not very good at bullet journaling, but this is what the spread looks like. I also have really bad handwriting, which I think good handwriting is like a requirement to having a pretty bullet journal, so I'm kind of okay with the fact that my bullet journal looks a little bit like a mess. So I will leave timestamps down below in case you want to jump around, but this is just going to be kind of freeform, just me. I have this list with me just so I make sure I talk about everything, but some things I'll talk about more in depth than other things. I think I'm just going to start with my reading goals for 2021, and then I'll move that into reviewer/channel goals, and then we'll just talk about general life things, I guess, at the end. So the first goal that I have is a numbers goal. I always set my reading goal on Goodreads at 52 books, just because that's one book a week. That seems pretty doable for me. This past year, I've read over 100 books, but I think a lot of people have read a lot more this past year. Every year up to this, I've read like 10 books, 30 books, 35 books, stuff like that. So I think setting a goal at 52 will make it achievable, because I have been getting better reading habits in this year as well. And I'm going to be back to my real life pretty much. I'm a full-time law student, and so I've been doing law school from home for the past year, basically, since March, which is why I've been able to read so much. I've been doing law school from home. My internship got canceled, so I ended up doing some pro bono work over the summer, and that's kind of it. But now I'm going to be taking 3 classes in person on campus, 1 online class. I'm doing moot court, which yet to be seen if that's online or in person. And I have a remote internship. So it's just, I'm unsure how much time I'm going to have to dedicate to reading. So I think 52 is a pretty safe goal for that. I think I can commit to 1 book a week, especially since I've discovered audiobooks this year as well. Another reading goal that I have is to get my physical TBR down. I haven't counted how many books that I own physically that I haven't read, but that shelf, if you've seen my October Read 31 Books in 31 Days intro video, I'll link it somewhere in case you want to watch it. That shelf is now filled up with different books again. So I want to read 1 physically owned book per month, at least. And if you've seen my January TBR, then you know that I'm planning on reading, I think, 3 physically owned books in January. I'm getting a good start on that. That is something that I do need to make sure that I'm working on, because I don't want to have dozens and dozens of books that I haven't read. Clearly I don't have the space for it. These are the 2 bookshelves for books that I've read, and there's just stuff hanging out everywhere. So I need to get bigger shelves and clear out my TBR. The other thing that I want to make sure I'm reading more of is I want to make sure I'm reading more from BIPOC authors. I started keeping stats this year. In the past, I haven't really worried about who wrote the books that I want to read, and like reading more classics or reading more fantasy or whatever. It's never really been something that I've focused on. I've always just read sort of what I wanted. But now being involved in the booktube community and actually being on here, I want to make sure that I'm reading more diversely. I also want to keep better reading stats this year. So I've sort of been off and on with every month keeping reading stats, not keeping reading stats. And I think keeping a dedicated spot in my journal for that will help. I started bullet journaling in like November, I think, or October maybe, or September, somewhere around there. I started bullet journaling this year, and it's been semi-helpful. I didn't do it for a whole month in between when I started and now, but I did it in December, and I'm doing it in January, obviously. No, I did it in November. I skipped October. That's what it was. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to stay on top of this so that I can keep my reading stats, and I'm going to include spreads that I'm getting from other people's bullet journal videos, because I'm not going to come up with my own spread probably, but I just need to make sure that I'm keeping better track of what I'm reading, who I'm reading from, and the format in which I'm reading, and I think that will help so that next year I can do end of the year stats, which I am debating on doing this year, but it's going to be a lot of research because, like I said, there's so many months where I just didn't do stats. And even the months where I did do stats, I did inconsistent stats. So that's a big goal of mine, is to make sure that I'm keeping track of my stats. And then another big goal of mine, that's also sort of relating to, I guess, BookTube and Goodreads and my Instagram reviews, is that I want to make sure that I'm writing full Goodreads reviews. My Instagram reviews, I do in my Instagram stories. So they're just like snippets. I liked this. I didn't like this. If you like these things, you'll like this book. If you don't like these things, you won't like this book, that kind of thing. And then a rating out of 10. But on Goodreads, I want to start doing full in-depth reviews, explaining why I don't like things, maybe even including spoiler sections, And I do that for some things that I read, but I don't do that for everything that I read. And I think it's okay to not do it for everything that I read. That's not really the goal. The goal is just to be more mindful and to write better reviews, because the better reviews I'm able to write and the better notes I'm able to give myself, that makes the book stick in my memory so that when I'm doing wrap-ups on BookTube, I can actually remember what I read, if that makes sense. Because there's so many times where I'm trying to talk about a book and I don't remember really what it was about. I don't remember the characters' names. I don't remember the main conflict. Or the worst is when I know I liked the book, but I can't remember why. Or I know I didn't like the book, but I don't remember why either. So writing reviews helps me with that. And it also helps me process my thoughts, I guess, which obviously, but. And now for like my channel updates and things that I am having, or goals that I'm having for 2021 for this YouTube channel, I'm cutting back my upload schedule. So I'm only mandating myself uploading once per week. I haven't decided what day that'll be. I mean, this is going up on a Sunday. I'm going to keep my old schedule for a while because I have like my wrap up and a few other things that are probably going to go up at the beginning of the year. But I don't know. It's just being back in school full time. I don't know if I can commit to 2 videos a week. And I don't want to promise something that I won't be able to deliver. So I'm cutting back and saying that I'm only going to do 1 video a week. And if it ends up being more than that, then it ends up being more than that. But yeah, I am cutting back on the videos that I'm going to be putting up. And also I'm cutting back on the makeup content that I'm putting out for a reason that we'll sort of get to later. But I think I've sort of avoided doing this because people always say that to grow on YouTube and to get a really good community, you kind of have to dedicate your channel to one thing, at least for a while. And my book content seems to be the thing that I enjoy putting out the most. It's what I put out the most already. So I think cutting back on the beauty and makeup stuff might be good for me. So if you followed me for that kind of content, then I'm really sorry. Yeah, so I'm going to cut it out. Not entirely. I'll probably still do 1 or 2 project pan videos or just like makeup-y, skincare-y videos a month. But I'm going to try to cut it down to maybe just 1, I guess, if I'm only doing 4 videos a month. But either way, it'll probably be like, my goal is to have 1 makeup video for every 4 book videos. So that's sort of where I'm seeing that go. We'll see how that turns out. I might change my mind about that, but for right now, that's sort of my plan going forward. I also want to vlog more. So I have done a few reading vlogs here and there. I vlogged every week in October, and I did a Twilight rereading vlog, and I liked, I think, the Twilight style reading vlog better than the vlog every day for a week. Like, I don't know that I'm going to do weekly reading vlogs just because I don't think my life is that exciting and I don't want to just do reading vlogs. But I think if I did a reading vlog, I would want to dedicate it like the first time reading this book series or the first time reading this book or rereading something. I think that kind of vlog could be fun. Or even like Books and Lala always does her secret TBRs where she like reads the 10 best horror of the year or whatever. Or like reading, Ashley from Bookish Realm did a reading vlog where she like read books about Black mermaids. Something along those lines. So secret TBR videos sound interesting. I have one in mind that I don't know if I'm going to end up doing, but if I do, you'll see it, I guess. Also, maybe reading like other booktubers. So if there are booktubers you want me to read their favorite books from, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to do something like that. I just kind of want to vlog more. I think it's, especially with cutting down my video content, I think vlogging is a way that I could sort of up my content without really having to do, I mean, editing vlogs is a lot of work, but it's not, you don't really have to prepare as much, in my experience when I did vlogs, because it was just you read the books, you tell the vlog what you read, and you have to do like, you don't have to, but I do like a couple of like B-roll shots or like artsier shots or whatever, shots of me reading, stuff like that, but it's not as intense as doing a book tag and having to do all the research and get all the books, or finding like book recommendations for every mug in your mug collection. I saw someone do that and I thought that was fun. But like, you know, so stuff like that. I'm sort of planning on doing more and more vlogs. And another video style that I really want to do more of is book adaptation reviews. So the most popular video on my channel still is my normal people book versus TV show review. I've done a couple more. I did Catch-22. I did, I'm thinking of ending things. I think that might have been it. And I intended to do 11/22/63. I watched the whole show and then never made the video. There were a couple other things that I like read the book, then watched the adaptation of, and I just never got around to. I plan on doing 2001: A Space Odyssey, but I never got around to that. And that could be another vlog style video that I do where I vlog my reading experience with the book and then watch the movie and talk about the differences. Let me know if you'd be interested in that as a vlog style, or if you like the traditional sit-down style that I do. I could sort of try to mix it up and just see which one works better, but those are the type of videos that I made this channel wanting to do, because that's the kind of thing that I'm like interested in, I guess. So I want to do more of that in 2021, just because I planned on doing 1 or 2 a month, and I did 3 the whole year. Oh, I guess now we're just down to some life stuff that I'm planning on doing in 2021. First and foremost, I'm going on a no-buy. Or I think in BookTube terms, we call it a book banning buy, but I'm not just banning myself from buying books. I'm banning myself from buying, like, anything, really. So this counts for clothing, homewares, makeup and skincare, and books. Basically anything that I would want to buy and spend money on that I don't absolutely need, I'm not buying. Obviously, I have exceptions for things that I need for school. So, like, for moot court, if I need to get a new blazer, I can do that. If something happens to, like, if I end up gaining or losing a bunch of weight and I need to buy new pants for job interviews, I can do that. Anything that I need for school, like, obviously my textbooks, I'm going to buy. Book supplies, I'm going to buy, but I'm not buying any journaling supplies for myself. If I happen to buy book supplies that can be, or school supplies that can be used as journaling supplies, like I use highlighters in my journal as well, then I'm allowed to do that, but technically those are going to be considered school supplies. As far as makeup and skincare go, I have a few categories of makeup that I'm going to allow myself to repurchase when I run out of a product. For example, eyebrow stuff, because I dye my hair brown, and if I didn't do my eyebrows every day, I would have no eyebrows. So I have to have, well, I don't have to, but for my purposes, I'm going to say I have to. Mascara is another one of those things. Foundation, concealer, basically anything that I like consider a necessity to my makeup collection, I'm going to repurchase. Or even something that I just consider very utilitarian. But I think that will help me a lot to not buy another just like random eyeshadow palette, because I have plenty of eyeshadow. Or another blush, because I have so many blush pans. But yeah, so I'm going on a no buy. And then no books, which is sort of where I guess it's relevant for this channel now. But not buying any books. The other exception that I have is if I have a gift card for something. So I have a $25 Sephora gift card from Christmas. And I'm purposely saving that so that if I find something that I want to buy and it's under $25 at Sephora and it's not like part of this, I can buy myself a little something special. But yeah, that's sort of the way I'm doing that. So I have a few categories that I'm allowing myself to replenish, but I'm not buying anything new. Books, I'm not buying anything new. If I don't have a book, then I'm going to get it from the library. If my library doesn't carry it, then I'll request it, and I just won't be able to read it until I can get my hands on it. And that's just going to be the way that it is, because like I said, I'm a full-time student and I don't have the money to be buying the stuff that I was trying to buy this year. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm just sort of having to put myself on a stricter budget. Then another life thing that I want to try to do is I want to try to work out twice a week. That might not seem like a lot to people who work out regularly, but I don't. I did at the beginning of quarantine. I did yoga every day at the beginning of quarantine, and I haven't done yoga probably since October. I think I did it a couple times in October. I did it some in September, but school just got really busy. I got really stressed. I decided I would rather sleep in than wake up and do my yoga. But yeah, even if it's not yoga, even if it's just going on a long walk, I'm going to make myself work out twice a day. That's minimum. Or twice a week. Not twice a day. That would be a lot. But the other thing that I want to do is I want to try to do the 75 Hard Challenge, which is a diet. It's, I'll try to link the guy's information down below. I've heard people say that this is really dangerous, but it's only dangerous for people who try to do too much. There's rules, but you can do whatever you want within those rules. So one is that you have to follow a diet for 75 days, no cheat days. So for me, I would do don't eat meat. That's my diet. I would probably cut out, I might do like Whole30 or whatever, where you cut out sugar, or I might do like cutting out alcohol or limiting whatever, but you can do whatever you want. So you don't have to do like the keto diet for 75 days or like, I don't know, like a fad diet where you only eat within 2 hours of the day. Like you don't have to do something like that. You can do whatever you want. The other thing is that you have to exercise 2 times a day for 45 minutes each, and one of them has to be outside. So the other thing people say is like, it's really dangerous to work out really hard outside, but you could literally just go on a walk in the summer, I guess, or like when it's hot out. So I'm planning on trying to do that at least once in 2021 just to see what it is. There's other rules like you take a progress picture every day and you have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book every day. But yeah, I might try to vlog my experience doing that as well. That would probably be like 15-day vlogs, because 75 days would be cut into a couple of 15-day vlogs. I don't know, I'm definitely not trying to turn this channel into like a personal health channel, but that's something that I want to do for me, just because I think it would be good for me to sort of get out of my, like, I'm not in a reading slump, I'm in like a life slump right now. And then, oh, the last thing that I have on here is just like a school goal. So I want to make sure that I'm lining up a paid internship for the summer and next fall. So those are the things that I'm looking to do. Be sure to let me know down below some of your 2021 goals. It's nice to have this little community so we can all hold each other accountable. Make sure to give me some book recommendations from BIPOC authors if you have any. I have some that are like in mind, but I want to make sure that I'm reading diversely, like I said, and I don't want to just read, you know, Black American authors. I want to also read Canadian Indigenous authors and Australian Indigenous authors and Korean American authors, or whatever the case may be. I just want to get a diverse range of stories, just because I think it's important to my development as a human, I guess. But yeah, that's it for my 2021 goals. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you will give it a thumbs up. If you want to follow me along on this journey of 2021, I hope you will subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.